I can't fight this feeling any longer, and yet I'm still afraid to let it flow. What started out as friendship has grown stronger. I only wish I had the strength to let it show. I tell myself that I can't hold out forever. I said there is no reason for my fear, 'cause I feel so secure when we're together. You give my life direction, you make everything so clear. And I can't fight this feeling anymore. I've forgotten what I started fighting for. It's time to bring this ship into the shore and throw away the oars forever. 'Cause I can't fight this feeling anymore. I've forgotten what I started fighting for.
feet moving. Oh, yes, 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 yes. It's working, it's working, it's working, yes.
Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
Come on, Joe. This is serious. We're not here to ask
No,
you.
it's not. Let's go.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light. From now on, our troubles will be out of sight. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Make the Yuletide gay. From now on, our troubles will be miles away. Here we are as in olden days, happy golden days of yore. Faithful friends who are dear to us, gather near to us once more. Through the years we all will be together, if the fates allow. Hang a shining star upon the highest bough. Have yourself a merry little Christmas now. Faithful friends who are dear to us, gather near to us once more. Through the years we all will be together, if the fates allow. Hang a shining star upon the highest bough. Have yourself a merry little Christmas now. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas
Cool. Thank you.
Christmas was a week away. I went out to tea. It was Granny's baking day, and she made me mince pies. 1, 2, 3. I ate them all, and I'll tell you what. You get a happy month for each mince pie. I'm sure to be happy for years and years, 'cause I've got mince pies coming out of my ears. Next day when my auntie came, she had a big surprise. In a great don't want a lot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need. I don't care about the presents underneath the Christmas tree. I just want you for my own, more than you could ever know. Make my wish come true. All I want for Christmas is you. I don't want a lot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need, and I don't care about the presents underneath the Christmas tree. I don't need to hang my stocking there upon the fireplace, and Santa Claus will make me happy just on your Christmas day. I just want you for my own, more than you could ever know. Make my wish come true. All I want for Christmas is you. You, baby. I won't ask for much this Christmas. I won't even wish for snow. And I'm gonna keep on waiting underneath the mistletoe. I will make a list and send it to the North Pole for sending. And I'll even stay away to the magic ring this way. I just want you here tonight, holding on to me so tight. What more can I do? All I want for Christmas is you. You, baby. While all the lights are shining so brightly everywhere, and the sound of children's laughter fills the air. And
Yes.
The people were angry there was no joy or cheer, that they knew that Christmas would be very different this year.
People were confused. They felt a real sense of gloom. There is no way. Shouted someone. I'm doing Christmas on Zoom.
Christmas is a time for love and affection. How can that happen if we lose our connection?
One more shouted. It's not going to work.
And everyone started shouting and going berserk.
Just as the noise was becoming quite loud,
A small voice of reason came out of the crowd.
Listen up, everyone, and try to calm down. We understand the frustration all over the town. It is clear that this year it will not be the same, but it doesn't mean that Christmas has to be lame.
Just think about Christmas and what it is all about.
And again all the people started to shout.
it's about crackers,
Snowmen, toys, and mince pies.
And Santa bringing presents with reindeers that fly.
With that, the crowd began to think thick and fast of all the Christmases they had enjoyed in the past.
A small voice of reason spoke up once more.
So when we strip Christmas back, what lies at its core? The town thought hard with all their might. A bright voice shouted out.
It began with the light of Emmanuel, God now on earth, the courage of young Mary who just given birth.
the comfort from Joseph who stood by his side, the joy of angels filling the sky. The delight of the shepherds, tears in their eyes, included in his shriek, brimming with pride.
As they looked at the big light in the manger, the hope that they found.
A star shone brightly, which guided the way and led wise man to that first Christmas day.
So when we think of this story, it's not about crackers or bizarre random presents in bright shiny wrappers. It's not about Santa or even mince pies. It's not about snowmen with coal used as eyes.
And it might be a bit different from years gone before, but Christmas has love running right through its core. Such love from heaven, such love from this boy, such love from hope and comfort and joy.
That's right.
Cried a voice.
We don't need to be close to show love to the people we care for the most.
We can draw them a picture.
Or give them a call. We could write them a letter. Or wave from the wall. We can sing carols through the window. That will make them feel better.
I could gather some pictures of us being together.
We can pile up our presents and send them by post.
And I suppose we could Zoom call drawing our roast.
So this Christmas time, let's strike the right tone. And make sure that nobody feels alone.
Yes, Christmas may very well be different this year.
But we can still send our love, hope and cheer.
So don't hold back or show any resistance.
Just shout out your love, even from a distance.
The mood is right, the spirit's up. We're here tonight, and that's enough. Simply having a wonderful Christmas time. Simply having a wonderful Christmas time. The party's on, the feeling's here. That only comes this time of year. Simply having a wonderful Christmas time. Simply having a wonderful Christmas time. The choir of children sing their song. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, For simply having a wonderful Christmas time. Simply having a wonderful Christmas time. The word is out about the town. So lift your glass. Oh, no, look down. Simply having a wonderful Christmas time. The choir of children sing their song. They practiced all year long. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. The party's on,
Merry Christmas!
On the first day of Christmas, Mr. Hewitt sent to me Mr. Hatch and his teaching trolley. On the second day of Christmas, Mr. Hewitt sent to me Miss Man in a Mask, Mr. Hatch and his teaching trolley. On the third day of Christmas, Mr. Hewitt sent to me Day and Crotty dabbing, Miss Man in a Mask and Mr. Hatch and his teaching trolley. On the fourth day of Christmas, Mr. Hewitt sent to me Mr. Ogu dancing, Day and Crotty dabbing, Miss Man in a Mask and Mr. Hatch and his teaching trolley. On the fifth day of Christmas, Mr. Hewitt sent to me Please wash your hands. Mr. Ogu dancing, Day and Crotty dabbing, Miss Man in a Mask and Mr. Hatch and his teaching trolley. On the sixth day of Christmas, Mr. Hewitt sent to me Mrs. Walshaw waving, Please wash your hands. Mr. Ogu dancing, Day and Crotty dabbing, Miss Man in a Mask and Mr. Hatch and his teaching trolley. On the seventh day of Christmas, Mr. Hewitt sent to me Mr. Hatter adding, Mrs. Walshaw waving, Please wash your hands. Mr. Ogu dancing, Day and Crotty dabbing, Miss Man in a Mask and Mr. Hatch and his teaching trolley. On the eighth day of Christmas, Mr. Hewitt sent to me Miss Shepherd shouting, Mr. Hatter adding, Mrs. Walshaw waving, Please wash your hands. Mr. Ogu dancing, Day and Crotty dabbing, Miss Man in a Mask and Mr. Hatch and his teaching trolley. On the ninth day of Christmas, Mr. Hewitt sent to me Miss You're sewing, Miss Shepherd shouting, Mr. Hatter adding, Mrs. Walshaw waving, Please wash your hands. Mr. Ogu dancing, Day and Crotty dabbing, Miss Man in a Mask and Mr. Hatch and his teaching trolley. On the 10th day of Christmas, Mr. Hewitt sent to me Miss Doricott reading, Miss You're sewing, Miss Shepherd shouting, Mr. Hatter adding, Mrs. Walshaw waving, Please wash your hands. Mr. Ogu dancing, Day and Crotty dabbing, Miss Man in a Mask and Mr. Hatch and his teaching trolley. On the 11th day of Christmas, Mr. Hewitt sent to me TAs with elves, Miss Doricott reading, Miss You're sewing, Miss Shepherd shouting, Mr. Hatter adding, Mrs. Walshaw waving, Please wash your hands. Mr. Ogu dancing, Day and Crotty dabbing, Miss Man in a Mask and Mr. Hatch and his teaching trolley. On the 12th day of Christmas, Mr. Hewitt sent to me Mrs. Jacobs acting, TAs with elves, Miss Doricott reading, Miss You're sewing, Miss Shepherd shouting, Mr. Hatter adding, Mrs. Walshaw waving, Please wash your hands. Mr. Ogu dancing, Day and Crotty dabbing, Miss Man in a Mask and Mr. Hatch and his teaching trolley.
Be nice to your turkeys this Christmas.
Because turkeys just want to have fun.
Turkeys are cool, turkeys are wicked.
And every turkey has a mum.
Be nice to your turkeys this Christmas.
Don't eat it, keep it alive.
It could be your mate and not on your plate.
Say, yo, turkey, I'm on your side.
I got lots of friends who are turkeys.
And all of them fear Christmas time.
They want to enjoy it. They say humans destroyed it. And humans are out of their mind.
Yeah, I got lots of friends who are turkeys.
They all have a right to a life.
Not to be caged up and genetically made up.
By any farmer and his wife. Turkeys just want to play
Reggae!
Turkeys just want to hip hop.
Can you imagine a nice young turkey saying,
I cannot wait for the chop.
Turkeys like getting presents.
They want to watch Christmas TV.
Turkeys have brains and turkeys feel pain.
In many ways, like you and me.
I once knew a turkey called Turkey. He said,
Benji, explain to me, please. Who put the turkey in Christmas and what happens to Christmas trees?
I said, I'm not too sure, Turkey.
But it's nothing to do with Christmas.
Humans get greedy and waste more than need be.
and businessmen make loads of cash.
Be
Nice to your turkeys this Christmas. Invite them indoors for some greens.
Let them eat cake and let them partake
in a plate of organic grown beans.
Be nice to your turkeys this Christmas. And spare them a good and a knife.
Join Turkeys United and they'll be delighted.
And you will make new friends for life.
Don't cry, snowman, not in front of me. Oh, catch your tears if you can't catch me, darling. If you can't catch me, darling. Don't cry, snowman, don't leave me this way. A puddle of water can't hold me close, baby. Can't hold me close, baby. I want you to know that I'm never leaving, 'cause I miss the snow till death will be freezing. Yeah, you were my home for all seasons. Come on, let's go below zero and hide from the sun. I'll love you forever, where we'll have some fun. Yes, let's hit the North Pole and live happily. Please don't cry, no tears now, it's Christmas, baby. My snowman and me. My snowman and me. Christmas time again, well what do you know? I finished shopping and I'm waiting for snow.
There's magic in the air, I feel it tonight. The fairy lights are everywhere in sight.
Christmas time is here, I'm waiting for you. So come on, you know what to do.
Christmas time is here for everyone, so help me sing this song. You know it's Christmas time again. Time to spend with friends. Everybody loves a little Christmas time again.
Chestnuts are roasted.
Who ate all the mince pies?
I've got mulled wine. Let's decorate the tree.
The party's starting and I can't be late. I got a feeling Christmas time will be great.
Just bring along your smile and mistletoe. We'll sing and dance for a while in the snow.
When the stars come out and shine so bright,
we'll know the Santa's on his way tonight.
Christmas time is here for everyone, so help us sing along. You know it's Christmas time again. Time to spend with friends. Everybody loves a little Christmas time again. Christmas time again. Time to spend with friends. Everybody loves a little Christmas time again.
It's Christmas time, start having some fun.
The season's here, it's only just begun. Everybody come and join us and sing as we hear those sleigh bells ring.
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas!
Christmas time again. Time to spend with friends. Everybody loves a little Christmas time again. Christmas time again. Time to spend with friends. Everybody loves a little Christmas time again. Christmas time again. Time to spend with friends. Everybody loves a little Christmas time again. Christmas time again. Time to spend with friends. Everybody loves a little Christmas time. Christmas time. Christmas time again.
Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas!
A Merry Christmas, Uncle. God save you. Bah, Christmas a humbug, Uncle. You don't mean that, I'm sure. I do. Merry Christmas. All right of you to be merry. Reason of you to be merry. But Paul and all. Come then. What right have you to be dismal? What right have you to be morose? You're rich enough. Bah, Uncle. Don't be cross, Uncle. What else can I do when I'm in such a world of fools as this Merry Christmas? Out upon Merry Christmas. What's Christmas time to you but a time for paying bills without money? Time for finding yourself a year older but an hour richer? A time for having balancing books with every item in brewing? With months then against you, if I could work my way, every idiot who goes about Merry Christmas on his lips should be boiled with his own pudding and buried for the sake of holly, so in his heart he should. Uncle! Nephew! Let me keep Christmas in my way and keep it in your own. Keep it, but you don't keep it. I mean, it was to loan them, then much good it may do you, much good has it ever done you. There are many things from which I've devised good, but from which I've not profited, I dare say. Christmas among the rest. Though I'm sure I've always thought of Christmas time as a good time, a kind, charitable, pleasant time. The only time I know of in the long calendar of the year when men and women seem to open their hearts freely and think of those below them as if they really were fellow passengers to the grave. Not another race of creatures bound on other journeys. And therefore, let us never put a scrap of gold or silver in my pocket. I believe it has done me good and will do me good. And I say, God bless it. Let me hear another sound from you and you'll keep Christmas by losing your situation. Quite how to speak, sir. I wonder why you don't go to Parliament. Don't be angry, Uncle. Come, down with this tomorrow. Good afternoon. Uncle, I want nothing from you. I ask nothing of you. Why cannot we be friends? Good afternoon. Well, I'm sorry to find you so resolute, but I'll keep my Christmas humour to the last. So Merry Christmas, Uncle. Good afternoon. And a Happy New Year. Christmas at Whitehall. All over the school there are Christmas trees and cards and trimmings. Oh, and every break time we drew up snub Martin Roebuck under some mistletoe in the reference section of the library.
Christmas also saw the culmination of Gail's interest in Mr. Nixon.
I love him.
You don't?
I do. I'm infatuated.
What's it feel like?
Brilliant. I was on his table for Christmas dinner.
Why? What are you going to do?
Snog him.
Oh, you're not.
I am. I'll need some Dutch courage, but I am.
I don't believe it.
Listen, I've got it all worked out. We get to the off-licence and you go and buy some cider.
Why me?
Then I'll bring some spring onions from home. We'll drink cider and eat spring onions.
Spring onions? Why?
Because Doug and Mr. Hatton will be on the door for the Christmas dance, and Mrs. Parry says if anyone's suspected of drinking alcohol, they won't be allowed in. And I've got to make sure I get in.
Are you sure Mr. Nixon's off to the dance?
No, of course, he has exactly a dozen times. I'm sending 40 cards in the Christmas post.
Must have cost you a fortune.
No, I went to the card shop.
So, I went to the off-licence and bought 2 large bottles of cider.
Which you drank through a straw. Then we stopped us on the spring onions. God, have you been eating spring onions?
That was Mr. Hatton's reaction when we walked into the disco.
Brilliant, we're in. I told you it'd work. You see, I'm slightly merry, but not out of control.
I feel sick. I hate onions.
Salty? What? Have you seen Mr. Nixon? No. Is he coming? Brilliant. Is he here yet? Hey, can you smell onions?
Mr. Nixon wasn't here yet. He was down at the pub with the rest of the staff. Sat very near to Miss Jackie Prime. Meanwhile, down at the pub, Mr. Dean was doing Michael Jackson impressions.
Oh no, look out, Oggy Moxon.
Got ya.
Hey, oh, great. Gives a kiss then. And you got any mistletoe?
I don't need any mistletoe. Why don't you come to the party? You owe me one.
Later. Maybe later. I dashed away from Oggy, leaving him wondering what perfume smells like onions.
It's a fact of life that all teachers dance like idiots. They look like they're in the old seat of a Ford Cortina. It must be the way of all that knowledge in their heads. Makes them look like they're in that music documentary. Mr. Dean was a supreme example of this.
Now then, what have we here? Uncle Ted, a bit of the old boogie woogie.
Oggy! There had been trouble in the toilets, and Oggy Moxon had hit Kev Jones for nothing.
Kev said that Oggy hit him because he fancied me. Oggy kept trying to make me dance with him, but both times I left and went to the toilet.
Merry Christmas, sir.
Where's Salty?
Things in the toilets, Gail's dancing. Have you been drinking, sir?
Only a few pints. I'm in my new car.
Got to have a new car when you're drinking and driving.
The Christmas dance had all the seriousness of a big disco, and the 15 and 16-year-olds looked stunning done up to their nines. Only Mr. Moorcroft, head of RE, seemed not to be moved by the gyrating bottoms and boobs. At 10:30, when things seemed like they were bubbling, Deanie played the last record. A smoocher and Gail Saunders appeared at my arms, and suddenly my face was confronted by the strong smell of onions.
Oh, it was fantastic.
It felt rather awkward. I didn't know how tight to hold Gail or where to put my hands.
Miss Parry looked on with a mixture of jealousy and condemnation. Although it wasn't unusual for teachers to dance with students at Whitewall. As she had said, students were treated like young adults here at Whitewall.
Doug the caretaker cleared the dance floor in a few minutes, and just as I was going in to kiss Mr. Nixon, he turned his head to wish Doug
a Merry Christmas, Doug.
Oggy Moxon had seen them dancing, but left the hall in silence.
Mr. Nixon said he'd give me a lift down home. Hobby and Salty decided to walk it and maybe get a kebab.
I got into my car, an A-Reg Escort, and in beside me jumped Gail, and before I knew it, into the back jumped Oggy Moxon.
Oh yeah, what's all this then? Bit of a slap and a sickle with a drama teacher? Thought all drama teachers were puff balls.
Will you get out, Oggy?
Will you get out, Oggy? No, I will not.
Get out.
Make me.
Get out.
No, drop me down home, yeah? Give me a lift.
Oh, get out.
Make me.
I shan't say it again.
Shan't say it again. Come on, sir. Make me get out.
Come on, Oggy, it's not fair.
What's not fair? You want me to leave so you can have Mr. Nixon all to yourself?
I'm going to get Mrs. Parry.
What the hell is she going to do about it?
This is my car. I'm not in school hours. Now get out.
Make me.
Will you get bloody out?
You make me.
Okay!
You broke me nose! You broke me nose, you idiot!
Mr. Nixon?
There was blood everywhere.
I was screaming. Nixon was shaking.
New members of staff came running from the school.
Oggy staggered away from the car. I know he'll do you, Nixon. I know he's going to do you. It was like a film. Everyone was rushing around trying to calm things, and in the distance you could hear Oggy. I'm going to do you, Nixon. I'm going to batter you. Wait till next term.
As we stood, a boy ran past and jumped into his father's car, and a voice bellowed out,
Stop running, Simon Patterson!
Merry Christmas!
On the first day of Christmas, Mr. Hewitt sent to me Mr. Hatch and his teaching trolley. On the second day of Christmas, Mr. Hewitt sent to me Miss Man in a Mask, Mr. Hatch and his teaching trolley. On the third day of Christmas, Mr. Hewitt sent to me Day and Crotty dabbing, Miss Man in a Mask and Mr. Hatch and his teaching trolley. On the fourth day of Christmas, Mr. Hewitt sent to me Mr. Ogu dancing, Day and Crotty dabbing, Miss Man in a Mask and Mr. Hatch and his teaching trolley. On the fifth day of Christmas, Mr. Hewitt sent to me Please wash your hands. Mr. Ogu dancing, Day and Crotty dabbing, Miss Man in a Mask and Mr. Hatch and his teaching trolley. On the sixth day of Christmas, Mr. Hewitt sent to me Mrs. Walshaw waving, Please wash your hands. Mr. Ogu dancing, Day and Crotty dabbing, Miss Man in a Mask and Mr. Hatch and his teaching trolley. On the seventh day of Christmas, Mr. Hewitt sent to me Mr. Hatter adding, Mrs. Walshaw waving, Please wash your hands. Mr. Ogu dancing, Day and Crotty dabbing, Miss Man in a Mask and Mr. Hatch and his teaching trolley. On the eighth day of Christmas, Mr. Hewitt sent to me Miss Shepherd shouting, Mr. Hatter adding, Mrs. Walshaw waving, Please wash your hands. Mr. Ogu dancing, Day and Crotty dabbing, Miss Man in a Mask and Mr. Hatch and his teaching trolley. On the 9th day of Christmas, Mr. Hewitt sent to me, Miss, you're sewing, Miss Shepherd shouting, Mr. Hatter adding, Mrs. Walshaw waving, please wash your hands. Mr. Oggu dancing day and Crotty dabbing, Miss Man in a mask and Mr. Hatch and his teaching trolley. On the 10th day of Christmas, Mr. Hewitt sent to me, Miss Doricott reading, Miss Yaw sewing, Miss Shepherd shouting, Mr. Hatter adding, Mrs. Walshaw waving, please wash your hands. Mr. Oggu dancing day and Crotty dabbing, Miss Man in a mask and Mr. Hatch and his teaching trolley. On the 11th day of Christmas, Mr. Hewitt sent to me, TAs with elves, Miss Doricott reading, Miss Yaw sewing, Miss Shepherd shouting, Mr. Hatter adding, Mrs. Walshaw waving, please wash your hands. Mr. Oggu dancing day and Crotty dabbing, Miss Man in a mask and Mr. Hatch and his teaching trolley. On the 12th day of Christmas, Mr. Hewitt sent to me, Mrs. Jacobs acting TAs with elves, Miss Doricott reading, Miss Yaw sewing, Miss Shepherd shouting, Mr. Hatter adding, Mrs. Walshaw waving, please wash your hands. Mr. Oggu dancing day and Crotty dabbing, Miss Man in a mask and Mr. Hatch and his teaching trolley.